Hello, 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 hello. I might turn the music down just slightly, just a little bit over here. It's not very loud, but I will find it distracting. I just know that I will. Alright. Hopefully it's not super quiet or super loud for you guys either. Alright. Oh, it's not looking pretty quiet. Let me turn it up a little bit. I'll turn it up a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that's good. Hello! How are folks doing? I kind of got some things laid out here. But I have a few things that I need to get done. And then a few things where it's just like, maybe we can make some other stuff too. The main things are I need to make more of these shaker charms. So I've already got 2 of these, but I need to get 1 more made of these, and then I need to get 2 more made of these. I'm only going to be making 1 set today, because I only have 1 set of molds for them. That is the limiting factor at the moment. Also, the limiting factor is that I'm doing this one in 2 pours. I'm also thinking I might change things up a little bit on some of these. Like, I think I want this to be a little bit lighter colored, a little bit more white in there maybe. So I'm gonna totally still use the same colors because I want them to match, but I might add a little bit more of that. And like on this one, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more of like the dark. There's a little bit more dark pink you can see on the back here, as opposed to the front. Can't really see much of that darker pink color. So I think I want more of that. A few things I want to change. I also have a singular lily pad blank that I need to get put into a die. I made the mistake of making 2 of the same D10. Where did I have the other D10? It's not in here. But I made 2 of the same D10. I made the ones with the single numbers, and I needed a second one with the double numbers. And so we're gonna repour that today too, so that hopefully I can have a full set of dice there. But other than the making more of these shaker charms and the D10 that I need to put into an actual die, I'm thinking maybe we could make some just random miscellaneous dice. I have a few other shaker charms over here that it's like, well, we could do, you know, we could fill in maybe a couple of these with a couple of layers of things if we have leftover resin as well. I also have this custom shaker charm mold that I made. I was thinking maybe of doing like a gold eye. I thought that'd be kind of cool. Just do it in gold. I've already got gold mica out because I was like, well, if I have extra resin when I was pouring resin the other day, I was like, oh, I'll fill that one in too, and then I didn't have extra resin, so I didn't fill that one in. But that's pretty much it. I want to do some miscellaneous dice, mostly D12s and D4s, for my miscellaneous dice bin, because I have a convention coming up, which is also what these are for. And I'd like to bulk up my stock on that a little bit too, because I feel like that's always a crowd pleaser. I've been making a bunch of like random non-dice things for that coming up. So I have a little bit more variety. So that's kind of the plan. So to start out, I think we're just gonna get all of our colors into our little mixing cups, and also and also fill in all of the foil on the hand mold. So these 3 shapes are all custom ones that I designed, and then my dad cut out for me with a laser printer. Or laser cutter thing, which does mean that they are, of course, not perfect. There's a couple of things that I should do differently next time. One of which is that the walls here are kind of thin. It's going to be kind of difficult to get the plastic over top to seal everything in, but I think it'll be okay. I think I've got enough space. It'll be okay. But yes, these are all custom shapes, like that eye that I showed before. For the hand, I need to fill in some foil, so maybe we start with that actually before we start getting all of our colorants out. And I'll show you all of those colorants as we move on to doing those. So, I've got a bunch of different foil. Here, I was going to show you. Look at all of the bright colors. Bright colors. I do. pink in this one originally? No, I didn't. I had a prototype over here. The reason I'm not using this one is because I hadn't... Here, let's see if you can see the difference in the sides. Oh yeah, you can see the difference. Here's the prototype. Here's the non-prototype. You can see the difference in how shiny it is. The newer one's still not like super shiny, but it's at least you can't see like the lines and things in it. So I don't know what I'm doing with that one anymore. All right, let's get some foil put in here. Yeah, I'm definitely leaving things a little bit to the last minute. I need to get everything poured, and then I still need to get them filled and get like them domed and things too. So that's going to be more pouring that needs to happen. Let's see and RadCon is coming up. When is that? It's the 14th through 16th, I think, of February. So I've got 2 weeks-ish. Got 2 weeks to finish these. That seems right. So I need to get a move on. I can do it though. I just need to actually like pour resin a bunch of days. I don't like pouring. I work like in the evening, and I don't like pouring resin before I go to work, just because like I don't want to feel rushed. But if I set everything up and like, you know, I have all of my colorants out and everything, and I'm just doing these guys, it'll be fine. I can do that. Like it won't take super long. I can get up in the morning and get those poured pretty quick. It also helps. I feel like there's less pressure because I'm not putting these in like the pressure pot as well. I don't know why that feels. I think it's maybe because if I don't have to worry about like if just getting up and leaving these. There's that one less step in there that I have to try and do. Maybe that's why. Blue foil. But I'll definitely feel better once I have these done. I was really hoping, I'll be honest, to have everything done by the end of last year. That didn't happen. Definitely didn't get everything done by the end of December. Partially just because I ended up having like Christmas gifts that I needed to finish, and now I have a couple of commissions I'm working on. Actually need to send off some photos. I got some more stuff done yesterday on some of the pieces for one of those. But luckily I've got a couple of those all poured now. I just need to actually sand and polish those. But I'm working on a complicated commission at the moment that I should really get more of a move on. I've just had so many problems printing things on my like 3D printer. I did figure out like what my original problem was. I had messed with the support settings at some point. I think I was just messing around with them because I was just like, oh, what do all these different, you know, things do? What do all these different numbers mean? I'd messed around with it, and then never put them back, I guess, because they weren't where they were supposed to be. I basically made it so that my supports were so small at the top that they didn't even like connect with the figures, with the actual like piece that I wanted to print. At this point, I'm not 100% sure why things aren't printing. Maybe I just need to mess with like some of the exposure settings and things again, because I did drastically reduce the exposure time somewhat recently. I discovered that the exposure time was way too high. I went and lowered that a little bit. I don't know how I feel about the copper and the gold, but it's the only like orange and yellow kind of one that I have. So I'll add some in here. Just gonna do a little tiny bit of the copper and the gold. I want less of it than the other colors. And then we'll go back and add a little bit more of some of the other colors in there, because I do want to kind of fill this up with all the different colors. I do have some ideas for what I'm going to put in these as well. So these are all based on some art that a different artist made. These are for like a collab that we're doing, because we're both going to be at this convention coming up. We're going to be sharing a space. So we're like, let's do some collab stuff. I think the other person might have suggested it. I don't know that it was my idea, but it was a good idea. I think it'll be fun. I'm leaving it a little bit late, but I think it'll be fun. But yes, these are based on some of the art from that other artist. And this one is based on actually a picture of a deer, but it has like hand antlers. Hand antlers? Yeah, I guess that. I had to think about whether that was accurate for a second there or not. That seems accurate, yeah. Like the antlers are like hands. It's a cool piece. So I'm gonna do. The plan is I'm gonna do like a little deer on the inside, probably with like a little shrinky dink that I'll coat in resin. Yeah, I don't necessarily know, I'm not like super familiar with all of the pieces of media that some of the art is from. I know some of it. I like this was gonna be a Howl's Moving Castle one, but just it's based off the specific artwork. Some went for kind of like the colors in his jacket and like the colors in Sophie's dress. I'm also getting I'm getting little bits of foil stuck to this. It's just stuck on my fingers. So I'll make sure I get that off after I don't have foil on my fingers anymore. It's fine. It'll just come right off. And then let's see. This one's from a Spider-Man thing. Also really cool, like black and white kind of vibes. There's some other colors in there too. That one I might go a little bit more abstract and just kind of focus on the colors more than anything, because I think the colors in it are really cool. So I kind of want to, like, I don't know. I think I mostly want to kind of play with the colors. And that is, I want more of a contrast, I think, because I think that'll look, I think it'll translate better if I have a little bit more of a contrast there. And a little bit more white. But the thing is, I've got some options here. I'm already planning to add some kind of like black over the top of this. I could also add white. When I add the black, I'm gonna do kind of like scribbles on it with like a black paint pen. I want blue there. I want red there. So I don't know. I'm debating whether I want to try and go for basically like exactly the same as this one so that it feels like they're the same, or if I want to kind of like fix it a little bit so that it's a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to, I don't know. Do I want things to be consistent, or do I want to try and make ones that I think are more accurate from here on out? this seems, I don't think that's too bad. This definitely has more foil on like the hand part though. Got a little bit more gold, I guess. Alright, I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough. There's our foil dusted mold. Let's see if it'll focus. It always gets mad when I try to focus up close. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, camera. Please, camera, please. There we go. That's a lot. It lost it again. Well, you get the colors at the very least. Alright, let me put the foil in. So we've got that. That's just going to have like a solid black behind it. So that's easy enough to do. I've already pulled out my solid opaque black. Put this over there with that. I'm going to move these dice off to the side too because I don't want to, well actually I have to set them here. I don't want to get resin on them. That would be unfortunate. That would make it so that I'd have to remake more of them. And I don't really have the time. There's not that much time before the thing. The convention. Alright. We've got that ready to go. Ah, my nose. Alright, let's talk about the colors in this one maybe. So it does kind of just look gray from there. I do actually there is actually some interesting color in there. I have some kind of like green shift in there, which is nice. Kind of shimmers green a little bit in some spots, but it is still rather gray. I'm gonna look up. I have a picture of the. I have the picture of the artwork on my phone. Let me find it real quick. Because, I want to double check the colors. There's actually a lot of gray and stuff, but I think I could add like more of like a highlight in there. So maybe instead of doing just 4 colors like I did here, I do a 5th color that's just the white. So there's a little bit of swirls of like the sharper, brighter white in there as well. I think that's probably going to work better having the white in there as well. I am also going to use the white to make this a little bit lighter as well. I did that in here as well. You can kind of see it's the dark gray in here is not nearly as dark as this. I toned it down with a little bit of white, but I'm thinking maybe we do some white in here as well, just to oh my gosh, there's so much foil on my fingers. I'm getting foil everywhere. It's fine. It will clean off before I do anything. Alright, so that means that we're gonna have these colors. This one's gonna be toned down with white, so this is kind of like a really, really pale muted green. This one's called warm gray, and then this one is a interference green, so it looks white, and then it like shimmers green. So we'll do those as our colors for that. And I have got those already over here. The liquid colorants here I will do after we actually get the like resin. What's the word I'm looking for? The resin into the little mixing cups, but I will put our powdered pigment into a little mixing cup so we can get that ready to go. I should also grab stir sticks for all these guys. Preemptive stir sticks. Alright, so we'll add a little bit of the screen. I don't need a ton of it, like, it's not gonna be, like, it doesn't take a ton of resin, I feel like, to fill these up. I probably should actually, like, measure and see how much resin it actually takes to fill one of these up. I'm guessing 10-ish milliliters? Let me assume 10, maybe 15. I'm thinking for just the one layer there, but let me think about this. How much is 10? 10 milliliters is that much right there, up to that line. So maybe it's closer to like 15, because they're not super thick. Maybe more like 15 milliliters. I don't know. Okay, we've got that one and this one ready to go. For this one, which is our Howl and Sophie one, I also have liquid colorants, except for our blue here. So I like when there's like, it's kind of fun having a mix of the like shimmery colors, like this blue, and then the non-shimmery colors. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the juxtaposition of it or something. Makes the shimmery part feel even more shimmery because there's something to compare it to, maybe. I was trying to pull things out of there to put it in here. That's not how that works. But we'll grab a little bit of this. I do want to make sure that this part is opaque. Again, I don't think it'll take very much, so I can always add more later if I need to as well. Alright, got that. I'm gonna set this up out of the way so we don't get resin on it. Last, oh, and we'll also move these around to the locations that I need them. Here's all the things for that. This one's gonna be these. I've got 2 of these already, so we just need 1 more of those. We've got all of our colorants for that. That is a mix of, so you wouldn't necessarily think it, but this really dark blue up here is this right here. This is a pigment powder, and it just turns very, very dark once it's actually in the resin. It's like, it almost looks black at some points. It's so dark. It also loves to like clump up because it's so fine and powdery. It also doesn't take a lot of it. I'm gonna kind of squish it a little bit and try and get some of the clumps out now, but I don't know that that's gonna work. So there's our dark blue. And again, we can grab more if we need to. Got that, got that, got that. And this was actually a bunch of mica powders and then also some flakes. Here, we'll do the flakes next. I've got these multi-chrome flakes, so depending on the angle you're at, they're different colors. So you can see the kind of blue, and then it goes all the way to like an orange-red, that direction. And that's kind of these bigger, you can kind of see bigger flecks of something in there. That's the sparkle there. That's what that is. So we're going to do some of that, and that's also going to be with some ink. This ink also is very deceptive. It looks dark purple here. It's like kind of more of a let me see if I have it over here. Nope, that's not it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's actually this color. Actually, I think it looks even more pink in real life than it does on camera too. Yeah, those look the same, right? Sometimes things look so completely different in the resin than they do in like real life, in like before they've been put in the resin. Yeah, we'll put some flakies in there. Alright. I try and set these kind of out of my way so I don't accidentally just like bonk them with my arm. I don't need a lot of this light purple. I'm not using a lot of the light purple. I'm kind of just, that's what this part that almost kind of looks white in here is. Like this streak here is that light purple. You can tell I'm not using a ton of it. I'm just kind of using a little bit as like an accent almost in there. So we'll add a little tiny bit of that. And then we're going to do some of this one. I really like this one. This one's kind of like a purple blue. It's pretty pretty. I realized I didn't grab stirring sticks for these other ones from before. Just set some of these. So the real question that we should start thinking about is, apart from all these shaker charms, what else do we want to do today? Because I was, well, and the so the reason I was thinking miscellaneous dice is because I'm gonna have to fire up the pressure pot anyway, since I need to remake this D10. So maybe we make a bunch of random miscellaneous dice, so it's not just the one die in the pressure pot. Get some other things in there too. But as mentioned before, I do have a bunch of random other shaker charm pieces over here. I've also got a couple of, I got some new molds that I was going to use for magnets. They're little turtles. Got some little turtle molds. And then I have fish molds. So these are also good dump molds for just throwing stuff in when I'm not sure what to do with extra resin. I've also got, I really should, so the problem with these is that it's really long. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? You know I'm going to do this mold? You guys get to bear witness to what's about to happen. Give me a moment. Also, if you hear like a whirring sound in the background, it's because I have a little portable heater going. This room doesn't really heat. Like, it doesn't have a vent that puts hot air into it, so it's very cold in here. Alright. So the reason I'm doing this, and it's fine, it'll survive. The reason I'm doing this is because I've got my little tray here that I put things into the pressure pot. And when this was all one piece, it doesn't fit, it's too big. It's like that, and then it's angled, and it messes it up. So this way we can do just, you know, a few of them along with our dice. And the reason I want to put these into the pressure pot, and I'm not as, like, I'm more worried about these than the other ones, is because they've got a bunch of little areas that bubbles love to get trapped. So I'd prefer to get rid of bubbles. But there, now we have these that we can put into the pressure pot as well, because I want to make some more little tombstone magnets, because they're fun. I made some before. I don't, maybe have like 1 or 2 left, but they were so cute. Alright, cool. So I think we've got lots of options for what to do with leftover resin. I think I maybe want to like make some other colored resin, just so we have a few things to play with. Oh my gosh, so much foil! There's foil on everything. I'm getting foil in my other molds, which is not what I want. Don't need red foil in here. Alright, here we go. I think one of the ones I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bunch of like silver glitter and things in here. I'm kind of remaking a shaker charm that I made before, because I really liked it, and then I gave it as a gift. So I'm like, I'm going to make another one, because I thought it was really cute. So I want to mix up a bunch of like different silver glitters and things in here, of various sizes and shapes. And pull them out. And maybe a little bit of this one, a little bit of like a darker one, and then I'm thinking maybe a little bit of like silver mica as well to make it a little bit more opaque. So let's do those. But we can use that in miscellaneous dice and things as well. Like, I figure the miscellaneous dice will mostly be like dump molds, so we might mix up like a little bit extra of some of these colors, because I'd rather have, you know, a little bit too much than not enough. And if we have a little bit of extra, then we can use that for all of our miscellaneous dice. Alright. Let's get glitter. I use big chunky glitter that's kind of like little squares, and they're not even square, but they're very angular. And then I've got ones that are more round. We'll add a little bit of that in there. I just thought it'd be kind of fun as like a screen almost for this, you know, game system. I feel like it makes sense to me as like a screen. Oh, here, I can show you why I want to put the tombstones into the pressure pot. Here's one that wasn't in the pressure pot. Oh, well, you can kind of read it, but you see there's like, see how that E, one of the middle part is just straight up missing. Like that's just a hole. It's just a hole. So let's yeah. A little bit of tiny glitter. I don't use like a ton of glitter, I feel like, in things, and part of that is just because it tends to sink in resin. There's ways to get around that. Yeah, a little bit of a darker glitter. That's nice. There's ways to get around it. It just takes a little bit more planning. And it's like, well, I could use glitter, which I have to like pour at a certain time and figure things out on, or I could just use foil, which usually does a pretty good job of staying suspended. Take a little bit of mica. Hopefully the glitter shows through. Didn't add too much mica. There we go. We've got a nice glittery silver now as well. I pulled out a couple of other random Shake Your Charm molds too that we could throw things into if something strikes our fancy on that. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything. I've got some dice molds over there. Am I forgetting anything? I don't. Oh, let me get these up out of the way. For a reminder, here's kind of what we're kind of remaking these today. Kind of remaking these, but slightly altered on some of them, just a little bit. I'm perfecting them, hopefully. I'm still going to use those ones, but you know. All right. I think that is everything. So I'm going to grab my safety equipment, and I think I am ready to pour some resin. Should I don't know if anyone's even here. I was going to say, here's the question, should I turn off the music? So I don't usually have music going while I'm pouring resin, partially because I find it a little bit distracting, but also because I'm going to be sounding like this. I've got a respirator that I'm going to be wearing. So I don't want to make it harder for you guys to understand me. Could also turn off the heater, I suppose, too. It's also adding a little bit of extra noise. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If the music ends up being distracting or anything, let me know. For now, I will grab safety equipment. So, like I mentioned, respirator. And then gloves. I'm also going to push my sleeves up a little bit. So, gloves. I ordered my gloves in bulk the last time I ordered gloves. I go through so many gloves. Alright. Making sure there's no spiders in my respirator. Would not enjoy that. Okay, that's good. So this is what I'm going to be sounding like. I will try to speak loudly and quick. Oh wait, you know what? Before I put this on, make it one more, you know, sippy sip of my tea. Gotta keep my how was I gonna phrase that? I don't know if I like how I was going to phrase that. I'm not even sure how I was gonna phrase that. Make it so I can keep talking. I think I was gonna say lubricate those vocal cords, but I don't know that I like that. Alright.
So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to mix up some resin. I'm just going to go for the full 100 milliliters. Like, I feel like 100 milliliters is a pretty easy amount for me to work with. I can get through it in, you know, the hour or whatever that I have to work with it. I'm going to go a little bit quiet here for a second so that I don't spill stuff everywhere, so I can actually focus on measuring things out. Feel free to chat in the chat. I will take a look at it once I'm back from pouring things. Alright. Uno momento. Alright. Alright, there's the resin. Now I'm going to add the hardener. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Cool. That seems right. Alright, I have returned. Alright, yes, I'm back. I can chat some more while I stir things. Because it'll take a minute for this to get completely mixed together. So, what have folks been up to recently? I'm back on. I have a video that I've been working on for more than a year. It's been on the back burner because it's not actually a crafting video. It would be a video for my other kind of miscellaneous channel. I played a game with some friends like a year ago. It's a lot of fun. We had a good time. I've actually got it, like, I'm going to split it up into sections. I've got the first section all edited. I'm just also using this as an excuse to figure out how closed captioning works. And it takes a good amount of time to actually get the closed captions all typed out. Like, I'm trying to do it all through my editing software and stuff too. And there's multiple people, so there's like, you know, everyone's like color coded. There's 3 of us. I have it all color coded. Each person has a different color. So just trying to keep everything sort of, I don't know. Maybe there'd be maybe I should just do it like person by person instead of doing it, you know, consecutively. Like, that might be quicker, because then I could just like do all of one section and then I go down to the next one, as opposed to like, because each person is on like a different like line basically of of my timeline. So I don't know, maybe it would be easier to go person by person. But yeah, like, it's like this first section, it's like gonna be like a 10-minute videos, and it's been taking me so long to get the closed captions. I should probably start doing closed captions for my other videos, because it's kind of fun. It just takes time. It takes a lot of time. So maybe I'll work on that some more today. I do think I need to reach out to the person. I have some... Oh, you know what I need to do today? I need to clean my 3D printer again. I was talking about this earlier. I've been having some problems getting things to actually print. At first it was because I had messed with the setting, like the support settings, and never actually reverted them back to how they were supposed to be. And now I'm not 100% sure. But also I just want to reprint things maybe slightly larger on a couple of them. So I realized how I was measuring the D20 that I'm going to put them in. I actually have a little bit more space than I thought I did. Just because of like, I'm doing something like long and thin, so I could do like corner to corner instead of doing face to face. When I'm measuring, and it's a little bit longer that way, from corner to corner than it is from face to face. I hope that the little book that I printed out is not too big. I think I'm going to need to do a little bit of measuring, or at least grab like a D20 and set it next to it and be like, would this fit in here? I also made some little tiny like lilies out of polymer clay, and now I'm trying to decide how I want to do the like pistil and stamens of them, because like the actual like flower part I have, they look really nice, but do I want to just paint on the little like pistil and stamens, or do I want to somehow put something in there that like actually sticking out? I don't know what I would use because they're very small. I don't know. I feel like maybe I should finish those and the book before I email the person. I tend to, I try to, when it comes to commissions, I try to send people maybe more emails than they would want, as opposed to fewer emails than they would want. Because, like, I feel like, you know, it's almost better to have too much information maybe than, like, not enough information. I want people to be informed. I do worry with the amount of emails that I've sent recently, though, about this project. I do worry that I'm gonna start annoying the person that ordered things. But so maybe I'll try and finish up a few things and then send pictures over all at once. I think that's probably going to be for the best. Okay, how is this feeling? Let me just scrape the stick off here. I'm making sure that I scrape the sides and the bottom. I'm scraping off the stick here because I want to make sure that like not like a bunch of part A or a bunch of part B got stuck to it. And what I'm looking for is whether I can see kind of like streaks in here. If I can see any sorts of like streaks in the resin, that means that part A and part B are sitting next to each other and they're not actually mixed together. I'm not seeing any, but let me scrape the sides and the bottom one last time. And then we'll start divvying this up into all of our different cups. So the reason that I'm going to be pouring this all out into the little cups. I'm not going to leave it like in my big cup and then go and work on one thing and then pour more out. I did that once where I just kind of left everything in the big mixing cup, and because there was so much resin altogether, it started heating up because it is kind of an exothermic reaction. The part A and part B being mixed together, like it creates heat. And the thing with resin is that if it gets hot, it tends to cure faster. So because I had a bunch of resin there and the heat couldn't escape because, you know, there's more resin, I'd have to travel through more resin to get to the outside, the heat would. It started curing really, really quickly. I'm not seeing any streaks. I think we might be okay. Alright, start splitting this up. Alright. I do want to make sure that I leave some of the clear as well, for our D10, especially. Okay, I don't need very much here. This is for our D10. I'm doing just a little tiny bit of blue underneath the blank, just so it kind of blends in a little bit better. So I just need a little tiny bit of blue. Alright, here. maybe about, like I said, I think maybe about 10. Maybe about 10 milliliters, so. Is that about 10? Or is it closer to 15? That's about 10. We'll go closer to 15. I feel like I've done enough resin at this point that I can just kind of pour and have, like, kind of estimate. Yeah, that's about 15. Go, oh yeah, that's about 10. Then I just poured this about however many. I think that's not, like, that's not just a resin thing. I feel like, because, like, my roommate, one of my roommates in college, my second year of college, my roommate, she went and got, like, her bartending license. And at a certain point, she was just like, I just know. I can just pour you an ounce of something, like, I can pour an amount and say, oh yeah, this is an ounce. I can do it by feel. Like, yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. That makes sense. Alright. A little bit of each one of these. These are all of our ones for this guy. And this one we're trying to do kind of like a... We're not filling it up all the way. We're just doing like one layer, so I don't think I need very much in each one of these. The struggle is going to be trying to make this somewhat consistent with our other one. Trying to remember how much white and things I added. Although I am going to add more white to this one. Alright, there you go. There's those. Got that. We've got that. Let's do these. This is going to be the ones for a diamond shape. This guy. So we're about 5 or so. This one, again, I want to get enough in all these for this stuff, and then I might add a little bit more, because having a little bit of extra is going to be nice for doing the miscellaneous dice and things as well. Alright, this one also don't need very much. But even just adding a little bit to all these, it goes down pretty quick. I'm down to 40 milliliters of resin. Just adding little tiny blorps of resin to some of these. A lot more of the dark blue than the other ones. This is probably second most. That's kind of blue-purple. Alright, I do want to do this silver here for our little Game Boy. So we'll do a bit of that. Alright, there's little enough resin in here now that I'm not too worried about leaving it there. I do also need some clear for this guy, which I think we're going to do first. Let's do our D10 first, I think. Just because I'm the most worried really about air getting trapped in it. With the other ones, if we end up with some little air bubbles and things, it's mostly going to get covered up. It's not going to be a huge deal. But I don't like, since there's the blank and stuff, it'd be much easier for air to get trapped underneath it. Alright, I'm just doing a little bit of like a light blue. This is going to go, a little bit of blue. It's going to go underneath our D10 here. So I'm just going to put a little tiny bit in the very bottom of this mold to help and kind of like ease the transition between the shell and the actual blank. And I really don't need a lot. I'm literally just going to, oops, put like a little drop in there. I didn't really want it up the side. I accidentally got some on the side here. Let me get that off. A little bit is not going to be a big deal. It's light enough that you're not going to notice it too much. Okay. But, yeah, I'm going to add a little bit along the bottom. Alright. we got that. Then we're going to put our blank in, and then we're going to add our clear. Alright, so we've got our blank. Let me just turn that, okay, just making sure I'm putting this in the right direction. Sometimes the D10s can be a little bit weird, because like the bottom is opposite from where the top is, so you have to kind of put it in. It almost feels like backwards, but it's not. It's the correct direction. Put in, right? I also want to make sure that I push it down all the way. Alright, and then we'll fill it up the rest of the way with some clear. The other reason I want to do this one first is because if there are any air bubbles kind of trapped underneath the blank, I want to give them time to rise to the surface. That's kind of the reason that it makes sense to do this one first, as opposed to something else. Alright, I'm going to set that up to the side for now. Got a little bit of light blue left, and we've got a bunch of clear. But we will keep going on those. Alright. What do we want to do next? I don't think it'll matter too much. Let's just do our solid black. We'll do our solid black. I feel like the dirty pours tend to do better with when the resin's a little bit thicker. So it's kind of better to wait a little while longer. This doesn't really matter when we do this one too much. I think I'm gonna need more black than that. This is a really good, just like black resin pigment. It is quite opaque, which is very nice. When I want a good opaque black color, it just like stirs in there, and it's like you're not seeing through that at all, which is perfect for this. That's also what I'm going to use in the second layer of this, as an opaque black for kind of the background. Alright. But we're not to the second layer on that, so for now we're just doing the hand. I want to get these finished like as quickly as possible, so that, and like I could wait to do the black of the hand at the same time as the second layer of this, but if I don't finish these, I don't want to, I'd rather get these done and, not get that finished at all. And, 15 might be about right for this. I think 15 millimeters might be about right, because that's about what I poured out was about 15 milliliters, and I think that's going to fill this up pretty well. Oops, there's a big fluffy ball cat hair right there. Yeah, so that's good to know. I'm glad that 15 seems to be like kind of the perfect amount. That will be excellent to know for the next time that I'm filling this up. I could even do, 17.5, but it's very close. I could probably do a slight bit more. Like the fingers could maybe be a little bit fuller. It's not the fingers are the part that I'm least worried about, though, because I'm most worried about right here where it's thinner, and I think that's looking all right. So I think our hand is done. But let me get as much of the black resin out of here as possible. So I might as well use as much as we can. I'll get that out of the way. So, there we go. I'm going to spritz that down and I'm going to set it off to the side. And there's some air bubbles and things. There. I probably should run something along kind of the edges. I don't want to scrape off the, foil though. So, I'm going to do this. I want to try and get some of the air bubbles out. I can see some of them kind of rise to the surface. Alright, I'm going to set that up to the side for now. Alright, let's see, what do we want to do next? Maybe we do this guy next. Because, like the other ones, I want to be a little bit more distinct, the colors to be. This one, I'm not too worried about them, like, blending together a bit. I think that'd be fine. Oh, I need another drop of this for sure. This is also making a mess, I can tell. I'm getting purple ink everywhere. This is our purple with our flakies in it. Little flakies. And it looks more like bluish or grayish almost now, and then once it actually cures, it will be kind of like that bright pink color that we saw initially. We put it in there. It really is kind of strange how much colors can change, both from like before you put it into the resin, while you're mixing it up in the resin, and also then like when it's cured in the resin. Like, the colors can be so completely different. So that's why I made all of my little test pieces of all my different colorants, is because who knows. It does still make it difficult sometimes where I'll pick like one of my test chips and I'm like, ooh, this is a really pretty color. I think these two colors go really well together. And then I go and I mix it up, and it looks so completely different, like mixed up in the resin, than it does like cured in the resin. And I'm just like, is that right? It's like hard to see the vision now. Alright. I'm going to add a little bit more, because we've got some clear left. I'm going to add a little bit more to our dark blue here. So I want to make sure that I have like the most of the dark blue. And then this way I'll add more. Oh, I think we're okay. I wasn't sure whether I'd need to add more of the pigment powder, but it's still quite dark and vibrant, and I can kind of see light through it, but it's maybe a little bit more opaque. Alright. Yeah. Bunch of bubbles on the surface of the hand. Okay. Do I want to... I'm just debating whether I want to hold off a second before I actually pour it, because I feel like I do want the colors to stay somewhat distinct, so maybe before we get to that, we do the silver glitter before that. Ooh! Yeah, that worked out well, actually, I think. Let me add a little bit more clear. We've still got a fair amount of clear resin, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I think that'll be good. We've got the glitter in there, and then also our silver shimmer. It never does like to... never finds it where I want it to. I always want to like focus on like the furthest thing away for some reason. You're just gonna have to take my word for it that you can see the little bits of glitter in there. Also, by pouring this sooner, I think the glitter is probably going to sink more than anything else, so we'll actually end up with it looking more glittery. So I think that's just kind of an added bonus, so I'm going to pour this now. Alright. I'll pour a little bit, and then I'm going to spread it out, because I don't want to overfill this and make it overflow or something. It's gonna be so sparkly. I'll add a little bit more here. Alright. I feel like these molds, so I purchased these molds, the cyan ones I made, I designed the actual masters for them too, but these ones I purchased online. I feel like maybe it's sometimes it feels like the actual indent part here is a little bit like close to the top. I'm worried about not having enough resin there. Then off the side. Alright, we've got a little bit of silver left. I'm going to put all of my extra colors over here and we can decide what we want to do with them. At the end, we'll put it into, you know, dice molds and things. Alright. Let's get this, ooh! Oh, we're fine. I thought I knocked over resin. I just knocked over one of the little bottles of colorants. Alright. Oh my gosh, so much cat hair everywhere. I've had so many sick cats lately. That's what's going on in my life. Luckily I think we finally got Knott's long-term thing kind of figured out, and hopefully the stuff we're doing at the moment will fix that, but like, Koshi got like a little bit of like a cold, sort of. I think it's a viral thing that she's, you know, had. But she's passed it on to Knott, so Knott's just like sick and miserable at the moment now. Koshi seems to be feeling better, which is good, but it's just like, man, she's already having all sorts of medical stuff going on. Now we have to force feed her for her pills, and she's got like a cold. Feel sorry for that cat. Alright. So I'm kind of like lining things up a little bit so that there's some of the different colors there, and then I'm just doing kind of the dark blue at the top and maybe a little bit at the bottom too, to kind of frame everything. Let that settle a little bit and then add a little bit more. Maybe spritz it down a little bit. And just spritz everything. It's just isopropyl alcohol. It kind of breaks the surface tension a bit. Helps pop the bubbles on the surface. Can't necessarily see it from your angle, but I can kind of see some of the bubbles popping. It's kind of cool. Alright. There we go. That's all filled as well. Let me see if I can show you. We'll see how the resin and stuff moves as it cures. Sometimes things kind of slide around a little bit. So I've got the hand and that. Why is there so many like bunch of bubbles on the hand? Alright. So we've got a bunch of leftover colors from that now. I think next up is going to be our diamond here with our very pretty blue, and then our two different pink colors. Alright, we've got our blue. Let's get our pink colors mixed up. I'm going to go for kind of a light pink, and then I'm going to go for, I want to have more of the darker pink this time. I ended up with mostly the light pink on the last one that I made. Like 3 drops of that, I think. So I want it to be opaque. I do really like this kind of salmon-y pink color. It's just a good color. I was definitely that kid that was just like, you know, like the girl that like was just like, oh no, I can't like pink type thing. At this point, I like pink. Pink's nice. It's a good color. Alright, so that off the side. I think I'm much more confident in just being who I am at this point too, though. Let's do a couple drops of this darker red. This one's rather translucent, so we're also going to add, it's quite a bit darker. We're going to add a couple drops of white as well to make it more opaque. That is also going to make it lighter, but hopefully we can always add more if we need to of the darker tone. Oh, that's not bad actually. Yeah. No, yeah, I think that's good. I think that's opaque enough, and it has enough contrast there. I wanted some more of that darker tone in there. The other one ended up with more of the light tone. Alright. So I think last time for this, I did a dirty pour in one half and then just the blue in the other. Well, I said I wanted more of the dark tone, so I'm going to pour the darker color into our lighter color. So that'll kind of end up on top. But I'm kind of trying to do it off to one side so that we do end up with, both colors. Okay, just set these outside. Cat hair, get out of there. No, no cat hair. It's all mixed. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Alright. So here's how I did the other one. I got my blue. I've got my pink colors. Just gonna... What's this? I want more of the light pink now too. Yeah. There's more of the light pink. Alright. Let that fill in. Seems like it's fairly even. Add a bit. And then what I'm gonna do, yeah, there we go. Cool. Is I'm gonna take my little stir stick and I'm just gonna go like this. I kind of want the colors to like be a little bit smoother. Hi Cobra, how's it going? Yeah, I think that'll be good. We'll see if it ends up maybe too dark this time. You know, that's quite possible. Maybe I overcorrected. We'll find out. It'll be fine. It gives people options, right? So that's it's all good. All right, and we've got a little bit of leftover color from that as well. All right. The last of these now is this one, and we're doing kind of like one layer. And I have to remember how I did this last time. Well, how did it taste? Ooh, what did you have for dinner? Now I'm kind of hungry. I guess it's 5 p.m. here. Doesn't feel like it's that late, but I should have just done one drop of that because I wanted to add some white to this, I think, to make it a little bit lighter. This is a little bit dark. What I'm doing. I don't know what the plan is for dinner here. I don't know if my brother has a plan or something. I'll ask him once I'm done streaming. We just got a few more things to do here. We're gonna use up all of our leftover resin chicken strips, slaw, and green beans. Ooh, I had green beans. There was also coleslaw at lunch. I didn't have any of the coleslaw, but there was coleslaw at lunch. We do dinner at my parents' house on Sundays. And my dad smoked a turkey. It was delicious. We had our abbreviated Thanksgiving lunch, but yeah, it was really good. It was good. All right, so let's go around. I'm changing it up a little bit from last time. I'm gonna do some actual just like white resin, I think. Let me lighten up this gray as well. I maybe added a little bit more white than I meant to on that other guy. Probably fine. Oh, no, actually, I think that's fine. I think that gray is fine. I want the whole thing to feel a little bit lighter, I think, than the last one. The last one felt kind of muddied, which is fine. It should feel a little bit muddied, but it felt like it wasn't, I don't know. Could use more contrast or something. I think the white will help with that. I think the white will make it felt like it should be brighter. This week was spent going through turkey you got last week. 49 cents a pound? Yes, please. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Plus, I just like turkey. Turkey's good. You can make sandwiches. You can have it, like, by itself. You can have sandwiches. It's just delicious. Alright, let's see. So, let's do our dirty pour. I think I'll start with our white. I'm going to add a little bit of our other colors here. Our gray. But yeah, it was delicious. But my mom also made green beans and stuffing. Now I want more green beans. I feel like our go-to at my house is broccoli when it comes to vegetables. which I am also a-okay with. Like, I really like broccoli, but having green beans at lunch just reminded me how much I like green beans, and I was like, should do green beans for dinner one of these nights, I think. That might be an idea. Took some, made a really good, ooh, turkey ramen. That does sound good. Ooh. You know, if my brother doesn't have a plan for dinner, I might just, like, do, like, an instant ramen. That sounds pretty good. I could go for some instant ramen. Alright, get some colors in here. Here, let me show you here's our cup. There's our cup of colors. Hey, it actually focused for once. Oh, can't have broccoli much anymore because your mom can't have it. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I do like broccoli though. It's probably one of my favorite veggies. You know, I have white in here. I don't think I got much white into the actual thing. That's okay. So the idea here is that I want it to kind of spread out down and around. I wonder if I can just, I'm going to try pouring a little bit along the sides here. It'll helpfully spread out. I want it to spread out. Oh, it messes with meds too much? Interesting. I didn't realize that, I didn't realize that broccoli was a thing that messed with medications. I knew that, like, grapefruit was. I didn't realize broccoli was something that really messed with medications. How's your mom doing, by the way? Alright, it's still kind of filling in. There's like a little section there where it's and I'm kind of do that. Well, this side that is not going to be seen because I'm going to be covering it up with black is, oh, I see. Low fiber diet due to the surgery and low vitamin K diet due to meds. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about, like, the different, like, vitamins and things in vegetables. Up and down. The cold this week. How cold is it where you're at? Like, everyone, you posted about it in the Discord as well, right? How's the temperature now? I'm very glad that, I was not in the cold that everyone was posting about the Discord. Boy, it looked cold. Alright, we've got leftover resin. Let's make some dice. Let's do some miscellaneous dice. I've also got a bunch of clear here. The other thing I want to do is I want to finish this. This is going to be a pen blank. Oh, 26. Okay, so it's about the same. About the same as here. I'm going to finish this pen blank. My dad is making some pens. I mean, he has wood blanks, and I was like, you know, can I borrow one of the wood blanks? I want to try making some resin blanks, see how they turn out. So I'm just doing a bunch of different blue colors in here. We'll throw in some more blue. But yeah, 26 is cold. It is cold out. Very chilly. Let's see, look at this. Okay. Throw some stuff in there. I'll throw some of this clear in there too. And mix it up a little bit. I do want to fill this up eventually, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just doing it kind of a little bit at a time. It's one of those things where it's just kind of a dump mold. So I'll set that over there. So I'll put that into the fresh pot. But yes, so I want to get some D12s and some D4s, crystal D4s. made for my miscellaneous dice bin, because those are the ones that I am the lowest on. Let's maybe, let's do a nice little pink D12. I think that'll be cute. Do a pink Dirty Poor D12, like that. There we go. There we go. Excellent. Got D12. Might as well do a pink D4. Actually, you know what? I might finish up this this fish here that had a bunch of pink. I'll just finish it up with some more of the same pink colors. Might as well just have a pink fish. It's kind of fun, I feel like, just having a bunch of random colors and just being like, let's just make stuff with these random colors and supplies and things. This is one of those cases where I'm having fun just being like, what colors and materials do we have? Let's do stuff. Like, maybe we'll do like an inky, like, Dirty Poor type thing with the clear resin that we have left over. You know what I mean? Like, why not? You just drop a bunch of ink in there and pour that into a mold. Make something cool. Alright, but we'll fill in this this fish. Get this fish done. There we go. Filled in all pink. We've also got, let's see here. I've got this claw machine that I started. I filled in just like some random resin. What color should we do? Should we do like blue maybe? Should I do like the purple blue with it? Would that be weird? You think that'd be a weird color combo? Or like a, well, the purple's maybe a little bit weird. What do you think? Shimmery blue? Could do that maybe. Throw it in there. Oh, here, I will throw this random little bit of the green and the gray and colors and stuff into this D4 mold. Last little bit of the, there's a cat hair in there. I think I just added a cat hair instead of getting one out. Alright, there we go. Blue and green is a class. It is. Yeah. I was thinking maybe the blue and the green weren't quite the same, like, kind of tone, but looking at them now, I think it'll be fine. Well, let's throw some more of these colors in here since I'm just going to kind of glob some in, I think. Oh, you know what alternatively I could do? You say that, but what if I did this really light green and just did like a few little splotches of it? And then like the next time I had a green, I could do more splotches of a different green color in here. So there's the question. Should I do the really light green or should I do the blue? Should I do blue, shimmery blue, or should I do some light green? I kind of like the light green. The only reason that the other reason that I'm hesitant to do the blue is that I already have a blue shaker charm in this shape. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be super similar, but also you said that like I don't have cat hair in a lot of my shaker charms. The number of times I've put a shaker charm together and gone, oh, it's so cute. Oh, there's a cat hair on the inside. Is too many times I've go for the greens. All right. So we'll add some of this last little bit of green in here. Use it for a nice little bit of green. Alright, we'll do a D12 that's in a bunch of like purples and things, because that sounds pretty. I think I'll do this. And then we'll do some purple. And some of the blue purple. I swear this is how you end up with like the prettiest dice ever, is you just like use leftovers for other things. Cause like more often than not, I like some of the prettiest dice that I make are just dump molds. I feel like sometimes you end up with the prettiest stuff in dump molds. To be fair, sometimes I end up with like really ugly stuff in dump molds too. But more often than not, like some of the prettiest dice that I've made have been dump molds. And then you have to go and try and figure out, how did I do that? I want a full set of that. How did I do that? But that was a whole, learning experience too. It's kind of fun. Alright, use that up. Yeah, that was this blue. Use this blue up too. That's because you don't have any real expectations for how it looks when you demold it. Maybe that's it too. That's true. Like if you don't expect it to look a certain way and then like it turns out, differently. So I do try to approach kind of everything that I make to a certain extent as like an experience, so that hopefully, it's like however it turns out, I'll at least have learned something from it, even if it doesn't quite turn out how I was hoping it would or expecting it would. Alright, let's see here. Oh, we could do like a pink and purple D4. That'd be cute. Do a pink and purple. Maybe I'll just kind of put that in there. On one corner, do some of this purple. More of kind of a blue purple. Maybe we'll do some of this purple. It's also kind of cute. Cute purple. I'm going to use up the rest of this pink because it's here. Might as well. Alright, so there's that. And then we'll use up some of this, this purple is actually going to end up looking a lot more pink by the end. Once it actually cures. Let's spritz down our D10 over here. It's got a lot of bubbles. Oh. Yeah. I'm having fun doing that in layers. Oops. I might do this little coffee cup one in these kind of more neutral tones. I feel like that might work. Like have kind of a neutral tone cup and then having like bright stuff on the inside. That'd be kind of cute. More cat hair. Get out of there. You don't need to be in there, cat hair. It's not where you're supposed to be. This one I'm also thinking I'll kind of, I'm just going to do kind of one layer, and then I'll do the other part clear. Because I feel like having the actual, like, glass part clear might be good. But I think I could probably use up some of this resin. What can I say? I went down a whole rabbit hole of shaker charms. I got sucked into the rabbit hole. I've been far too much fun making shaker charms. I've got a bunch made now though, so it's like, well, I probably should get some other stuff done too. I've also been making a bunch of just other random little things. I've been making like light switch covers. Project may include cat hair as a free gift. I think you mean all projects include cat hair as a free gift. Let's be honest here. Like, it's been a running joke for years that all of my dice come with free cat hair. Like, it's it's not a new thing. I don't know what I should do with the cat hair dice. So I have, for people who maybe aren't caught up on the lore, I have a set of dice that are made with a bunch, like the only inclusion in them is a bunch of cat hair. They look kind of cool. Like from far away they just kind of look like really dark brown dice. And then if you actually get closer to them, you're like, why is it all like hairy on the inside? It's like, I don't know that I want to sell them, because I feel like, one, it really is kind of a piece of history with my streaming and stuff. Like, I'm attached, I have an emotional attachment to them, I guess. Like, these are probably maybe I just hold on to them. I guess I just hold on to them. I'll just add them to my dice collection. As if anyone ever asks, it'll be like, well, you see. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's do, we've got a little bit more resin here. We've also got some clear resin here that I'm thinking we'll just do some, like dirty pours. You know what I might do? I think I'm going to do some clear in here, and I'm going to put the silver glitter. We'll see how it drips, because it might drip kind of cool. Because glitter loves to sink. That was maybe more clear than I needed, but that's okay. Mica likes to sink, and glitter likes to sink. So maybe if we put it on top of the clear, it might kind of drip cool down through the clear. I don't know. I'm not sure. This is why we do experiments. Oh, maybe this is like the perfect amount, actually. Alright, there we go. Got another one. I have to start putting some lids on some of these things, I think. Another one. Let's do purple and silver. So that's what we've got here. I'm doing a bunch of D4s and a bunch of D12s because that's what I realize I have like the fewest of in my bin of miscellaneous dice. So I'm trying to even things out a little bit. Next up was D20s, but I also just added a bunch of D20s after I sorted through everything. I was like, well, it might be a little bit closer now. Oh, you know, I could mix up some gold as well. I was going to do that for this eye-shaped one over here. There's all of our silver. Could maybe grab a couple of D10s too. I could use some more D10s maybe, but CD4, the crystal D4s and the D12s were the main ones. But, you know, since I have all this clear resin, why don't we actually mix up this gold that I have sitting out here? Maybe a little bit. I maybe should have done this a little bit early. It's a little bit thick now, but, you know, it'll be fine. Might be just enough, actually. That's about 10 milliliters. Probably fine. I'm just going to mix up the rest of this into the gold. If there's leftover, we can always do that as a dirty pour too. But I might as well get this this eye over here made. I think a little bit less, right? So I have this guy over here. It's like I'm just going to make a gold eye. Why not? Might as well. Seems like it'll be fun and pretty. But I should have done this a little bit earlier so that I wouldn't end up with like air bubbles and things along the outside. You know what I might do? I'm gonna kind of run this along the outside to hopefully try and prevent air from ending up there, because I'm gonna try and kind of add a little bit of resin along all the corners and the little areas, so that air bubbles will hopefully rise to the surface and not get stuck there. That's a pretty yellow, like a pretty gold color actually. I feel like I haven't used this one. I don't know if I've used this one before, really. It's maybe a little bit more kind of orangey than some of my other golds, but I like it. It feels maybe like kind of, just rather like warm and rich. Let that sit for a second, kind of even out. You know what we could also do? We could also do a tombstone. Should we do a gold tombstone? Maybe we do like a gold tombstone. I like this one with the skulls. Let's do a tombstone. Kind of a golden bronze. Yeah. It's pretty. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on the tombstones, just because I don't have a ton of space on my. No, I have a ton of space. I'll be fine. Yeah, let's do a tombstone. There's cat hair in my tombstone. That just sounds like something that's in my future. I put the gold on like the actual like faces there, and then maybe I'll do like this blue in there. That seems kind of fun. Alright. Looks like this is also going to be kind of a mix of things. Alright, I do have any left in here. I'll put it in here. Cat hair out. Out, I said, not in. Alright, so let's get. Yeah, I think that seems filled. Let me set it over there. I'm gonna fill, actually no, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fill one of my little sphere molds with the last of this gold. I've been making lots of like little bits and bobs to go with all of the shaker charms. And I think a little golden sphere might be cute with one of them at some point. So we'll fill up this sphere mold with some gold. Fill up the little one as well. I did the medium one. I have different sizes spheres. Alright. Actually, I think that's about perfect. And I think that is all of... I know you can make like little necklaces or earrings or all sorts of fun things with just some little spheres. Alright. There we go. I think that's all of our resin. Let's get the lids on some of these dice, and we'll call it, because I do need to go get things into the pressure pot. But we'll get lids on first. All of our D12s, or single D10, all of our D12s and D4s. That's really what we've got going over here. A lot of D12s, a lot of D4s. Alright, so there's that. A lot of bubbles on top of this thing over here. I'm gonna scratch everything down too, because I'm seeing bubbles on like the backs of some of things. Some of these things. A lot of cat hair on my tweezers too. What do you oh, can't talk. So I agree with you that sphere molds are useful. What have you used your spheres for? What do you use them for, Cobra? Alright, there's our silvery D12. Throw this on here. Put this on top of my D10. Right, and then we'll put our sphere mold in here too. Is there anything else that we should put in here? I don't think so. I think everything else can stay out. It's just our shakers and a fish. Yeah, that's an empty thing. Okay, I think I'm going to call it so I can go get things put into the pressure pot. Thank you guys for hanging out. I will be sure to show off the shakers once they're actually done. I'll talk to the guy that did the art and see if maybe I can post photos of them together or something so you guys can see what they're based on. But that's going to do it for today. I should be back next weekend. I'm not sure with what yet, but I will be sure to, I'll post about it in the Discord and stuff. So you turn some into pole knobs for ceiling fans, a couple of bigger ones were made into paperweights, and at least one has been made into a bird attractor that hangs out in the garden. Oh, that's super fun! Yeah, I don't know, there's so many cool things you can make out there. Maybe we'll try making some other random things next week, in preparation for the event coming up. But thank you guys for hanging out. I will hopefully see you next week, same time, same place, for some more crafting stuff. But have a good rest of your week. I'll talk to you guys later.